BRGIE Newsline. Breaking now.
Hello everyone and welcome to News Update on Biafra Media. I remain your presenter, Eddie Demunwana. The PM of BRGIE, His Excellency Mazin Kere, did an amazing media briefing yesterday on VOB TV. Visit the channel to watch and learn. Recall that in June 2025, BRGIE submitted a testimony to US Congress demanding the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa. Today, that testimony to US Congress demanding release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa is yielding results.
Thank you very much. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Nigeria is the deadliest place on earth to be a Christian today. Since 2019, tens of thousands of Christians in Nigeria have been slaughtered as part of a sustained pattern of religiously motivated violence by Islamist jihadis ignored or enabled by the Nigerian government. Extremist groups like Boko Haram are allowed to operate without any meaningful response from authorities. A courageous leader named Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was convicted in a farce show trial for speaking out about what's happening. He's currently serving a life sentence in prison, convicted on false terrorism charges. I implore my colleagues to support my bill, HRES 1321, calling on the Nigerian government to conduct another trial in accordance with its own constitution, based on evidence, with access to legal counsel, medical care, and international law pertaining to humane conditions of detention, or, better yet, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu immediately and unconditionally. America gives billions to Nigeria. We will not continue to fund a Christian genocide. We have the moral obligation to stand up so our Christian brothers and sisters can worship the Lord our God in peace. With that, Mr. Speaker, I yield.
When BRGIE was busy engaging with the US senators, where was Aloy Ejimako, the content creator lawyer, DOS, 100 Men AV, Ambassador Groups of Madness, and other splinter groups? In a related development, BRGIE PM Kere participated in a State Department hearing and provided testimony to the US State Department. This is the very first time in history in which a Biafran independence leader has reached this height of achievement. Please read the full story on the BRGIE website. Since Nigeria is fantastically corrupt and headed by a forger-in-chief Tinubu, in just a day after Tinubu administration lied that US wrote to praise him for good job on security, Trump orders military action in Nigeria. Did you know that Nigeria government released 5 billion naira to Boko Haram, ISWAP plus ISIS to the release of the hostages held in Borno State, but turned around to implicate someone for exposing the atrocities of how the government is paying terrorists daily?
And how are you people surviving? We just try to give people an idea of what what's happening in Borno from January up until yesterday.
Yes.
How are you people surviving this situation? And is there some kind of confidence in the work that the military is doing in Borno?
Thank you very much for the question. Actually, the whole thing is a bit complicated, I would say.
Yeah.
The military are doing everything they can. In fact, especially the ones in the forefront fighting, they are doing the best they can. If you see, it's been years since they've been fighting against terrorism, and you know all sorts of in Borno State and everything. I think without the military by now, that state would have been overrun. So I'd say they are doing a good job, but at the end of the tunnel of whatever they are doing, there is still a lot of political games being played.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, of course. You see some of these attacks, these are politically motivated attacks. Now let me put it very clear to Nigerians, because normally when I come on live or anywhere, they know what happens. I get to put out whatever. Now you look at these attacks happening from the period they started. It started around the political, in fact, campaign period, preparations for elections and all that. Now, the women of the Goshe, that is the 460 women and children. They were what? They were, at a specific point, you see the media talking about they were rescued, they were this, they were that. We did the mediations. I spoke to those people. I put those people into a position whereby they had to make a demand. Because initially they had no plans of releasing those people.
You spoke to the terrorists?
Of course, I was the one who made all the process. The video you saw online, I was the one who directed them to get that video for us. Okay. You know, it took me around 2 to 3 weeks communicating with them until I got to the top, you know, end of wherever I was supposed to reach. We had those discussions. They agreed to make the video proof of life. One thing Nigerians don't know, they made a first video. The first video was not good enough. I had to still tell them to make another, which kind of brought some, you know, and all that, but it was settled. At the end of the day, they made the second video and the world got to see. So now, when the whole process came to a specific point, when the mediations came to a point whereby monies were to be paid, let me quote and make it clear, ransoms was paid. Keep it aside, we know that. Yes, of course. Okay. Ransoms was paid in billions.
How much?
Around 5 billion was released.
By who?
Well, you want to call it the federal or state government, but ransoms were released. Now, those ransoms...
Was it by the federal government or by the state government?
You could put it as state government, federal government collaboration, because if there is a lot of outcry from the people, bring our people, bring our people, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, sorry to say, I'm not a political supporter or anything of anybody, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is innocent. In anything you see insecurity, state government are the ones orchestrating and making money out of this whole insecurity stuff. Now, when those monies was almost paid, as Senator Ali Dume, I quote and I quote again, as Senator Ali Dume, according to what they told me, and I have evidence to back that, they said there is a media person that calls himself a media person, a second mediator. He is them Senator Ali Dume, and government person. They told us to communicate with him. It is only through him that monies will be paid. Monies will not be paid through anybody because he is their in-house mediator. Do you get what I'm saying? If terrorists are able to tell you that there is an in-house mediator for government, that monies will be paid only through him, what happens next? I told them, look, go ahead, do the mediations with him, release our people, that is all I want. They said it is fine. Normally, we don't cross who we started with, but we will do it since you decide you are fine with it. They went ahead, they made the mediations, they received ransoms. Now, later, they complained to me that the ransom they received was 1.9 billion, whilst 5 billion was released. Where is the 3,100,000,000 specifically? Who was the mediator sent in? They said it was a Senator Ali Dume mediator. So where are the monies? I have been speaking about this for a long time. You don't see DSS bringing in, okay, let's bring in these people. Let's see, let's investigate, let's get facts together. You don't see NSA saying anything. At a specific point, I try reaching Nuhu Ribadu. In every aspect, he says my call, he does not pick. Because at a specific time when the conversation started, I got his number through the same Senator Ali Dume. But when mediations and all the process was on and set, monies was about to be paid, the conversation just cut all of a sudden. Then later, they now told me, because they tell me certain things. They told me, look, they sent in a different mediator. They said monies can only be paid through him. You know? So where are the rest of the money? So when we said literally state government is complicit, I don't know about federal, but I know of state. And presently, the children in Musa that were kidnapped, I started another mediation with ISWAP. One of their people now confirmed to me that the Borno state government said, are they in mediations with Borno South Youth Alliance or Bosia President or anything? If they are, they should not, that they have who they would run their whole thing with and everything. All of a sudden, Borno State Government Commissioner at a forum played a video, a 9 seconds or is it 18 seconds video of the children being held by ISWAP. Where did he get the video? All of a sudden, Borno State Government don't do things like this. Now, because we came into a mediation and we're exposing certain facts about monies being paid to certain people, all of a sudden, they now start talking to some of these cells that don't talk to these people. At the end, we have our own in-person. Now, we played something psychologically. We did that because we wanted to what? We wanted to trigger the state government to go in first before us, which they later bite to the bait. And now you have a commissioner playing video of the people that were kidnapped. And we already said they are literally involved. They keep extorting the federal government, Now Tinubu is there sitting. They bring problems to him. Our state, they've kidnapped, they've done this. What do they want? How do I solve this problem? They said they want 5 billion, they want this. What has the military done? The military has tried, but they will kill and all that and everything. Then Tinubu goes like, okay, it's fine. What do we do? Let us solve this problem. Then he releases funds. State government gets her own. Some of the political powers in the state get her own. Then what? The terrorists get a cut of it, 5 billion. Imagine them getting 1.9 billion. This is something they told me, and we have everything evidently. There is nothing to hide here. And we are tired. That is why we are speaking out now.
On this regard, who can fully comprehend the actions of the forger-in-chief Tinubu's government? Please let me know what you know. Thank you all for watching and for letting me know what you know about the forger-in-chief Tinubu's government. Remain fit and bye for now.
BRGIE Newsline. Breaking now.